Sometime after the ride is over, you need to finalize the ride or enter the ride results. To do that, make sure that you are on the admin side of the site. You'll see your name in the upper right-hand corner that you're available for that. From there, you're going to go to Calendar and Rides and click on Rides and Schedule. That's going to show you a list of all the rides that you currently have scheduled. This is our test site right now, so you see a whole ton of rides in there. Typically, most people won't have that many. And in this particular case, I'm looking for this time change ride that I want to finalize. So to do that, I go where it says choose, I click the down arrow, I am going to enter results for this ride. That brings us to the first page. It says it's been complete as planned. The default distance was 55. Now let's say that this route had more than one distance, and for some reason most people happen to ride 45 on that. I could change that at that point in time to 45, and that would give everybody 45 miles instead of 55, but I'm going to leave it at 55. I also have a chance to enter any comments if I like. That is totally optional, but some readers like to put down comments about the ride. It rained today, whatever it was. But once I'm comfortable, I've got the default distance, my comments, I will hit next. That brings me to a list of any club members who rode the ride. Now, the list is pretty short because this is the test site. I'm the only person shown in that. Obviously, typically your list would be a little bit longer. I have the opportunity here to add people. You really shouldn't need to do that because people should have registered for the ride, but if for some reason they need to be added, you could do it at this window. I'll show you how, but what I'm going to say first is, well, Mark, he didn't do the ride. He registered for this ride, but he did not show up. The way I fix that is I go over to the trash can icon, I delete it, and Mark is now gone. He's not on the ride, but I just realized, oh, no, Mark did do the ride. That was a mistake. If I go up to where it says enter the member ID, last name or first name, start typing in Sikelski, I will see that Mark will pop up and he'll appear and I can add him. And once again, Mark is on my ride for 55 miles. So if you do need to add somebody, that's how. But let's say that Mark didn't ride 55 miles. Mark did the 45 miles on this route. If I click on 55, I can just change him to getting 45 miles, and now he's 45. Same, so if anybody that didn't show up for the ride, you can easily delete them. If you do need to add somebody, easy to add them, and that is how you would change their mileage. One last thing I need to do is that every ride needs a ride leader, and you can see that Mark was available as a ride leader. He was, in fact, the ride leader of this ride, so I'm going to check that box because the system's always going to look to make sure that we've identified one or more people that led that ride. Next, it brings you to guests. I really can't think of a need to ever add a guest to the list, but if you needed to add a guest for some reason, this is how you would do that. I'm just going to continue on. And now it just shows me my final thing. Mark's the only person who rode this ride. Again, typically you'd have a much longer list on that, but when I'm comfortable that that is all correct, I'm going to hit submit results, and now this ride has been finalized. So one last thing that you need to know is that even though the ride has been finalized, if you need to make another change for some reason, it turns out that, oh, it wasn't supposed to be Mark, it was supposed to be Mike. I added the wrong person to the ride, or the mileage is wrong. Ride leaders don't have the ability to change that once it's been finalized, but people with administrative privileges do. So if you contact the ride director or the webmaster, they always have those privileges. We can still update things in a ride really for the entire ride year until that happens. That's a pretty rare case, but if you do need to change something once your ride has been finalized, just contact the ride director or webmaster with the details, and she or he can help you take care of that.